Yes.
We don't want no devils in the house, God.
Yes,
We
Lord.
want the Lord.
Yes,
That's
Jesus.
it.
Hong Kong.
Yeah. One for all is all for one. I hear the beat of swinging note as if my name was David Ruffin. Quick to toast an MC just like an English muffin. Don't worry about a thing because the poo was never bluffing. I get headaches from the wax. So then I take a buffin' and I max. I wait until the opportune time and then I tax.
It's going down.
That is sinning is for sinners, so I guess I'm not a sinner. Beginners for beginners, so I guess I'm no beginner. This is how I spark it. Put money in my pocket. When it comes to having pleasure, I get hard as a rocket. MC Grand Pool coming through all the residue. The songs remain classics dating back to the Babalu. My boys, I call them op. The phones out of them jockin'. I can think of many episodes I swung in Lincoln Park. No, I'm not a phony and I got a tenderoni. Left the way she is, not too fat, not too bony. Don't drink, shake, I won't sink like a tanker. Knock the boots off a skirt in Casablanca and I thank her. Some rappers stink like Engelbert Humperdinck. Better yet, Dick Cavett. I got a bad habit similar to the girl when she's got a habit. I think with the brain and I wish behind a zipper. I'm living kinda good, similar to Jack Tripper. A landlord named Roper did a show at the Copa. When I'm finished with this, I'll be paid like Oprah. So if honey wants to act
I don't know, but hey, listen. Just cut that. Hey, listen, this is Pernell checking in. We're somewhere near the Times Square of Hong Kong, and this is a cool spot actually. It's Maggie Rose Cafe. I was looking for somewhere quiet. Kind of picked up a little bit. I got here earlier in the day, but the reason I'm here in this very moment is to not only give you some insights about Hong Kong, but to always tie in some real life lessons, right? Some lifestyle choices that you can make that will provide a higher quality of life for you. And right now, one of these, this right here, this is a big decision for me because I don't buy shoes, right? The last time I brought shoes, you may have saw the hole in the last one, is about 3.5, 4 years ago. And I know you're supposed to buy shoes every 6 months or so. Now, how did this come about? What made me, after the 3.5 years, 4 years, give or take, buy shoes? And what took me so long to do it? Well, it was the progression of my own rituals, the progression of my own habits. That progression only came because of preordained habits that I allow and continue to implement and upgrade, right? It's very important. So we set rituals, we set guidelines, we set habits for ourselves, but we don't continue to upgrade that process. And because of that, eventually we hit a point in our lives of complacency or stagnancy, right? How do you prevent that? Well, you gotta have some type of system set in play where every 3 to 4 months, you go ahead and you reassess your goals. And I haven't always been the best with this, but I've gotten much better with it. And as a part of that, the newest goal, the newest ritual, I should say, that I implemented that became part of my routine was self-care. So I broke my days up into the morning, the midday, and the night. Now, especially when I'm in a point in my day where I may get quote unquote bored or I lose track of what I'm supposed to do. One, I always refer back to what I wrote down the day before that I'm supposed to do. And if I happen to knock all that stuff off, then I have my backup list that just sits on my wall. And it'll say, oh man, I left that on my wall back in freaking Thailand, Chiang Mai. And so that's gone. But again, that's another way where I can go ahead and implement new ones because now in my new home, I'm not in Thailand anymore, but in my next home, I'll reveal that soon enough, I'll be able to go ahead and do it again. And so to back up what I would write down the night before on my daily, I try to do one for the weekly. I'm not the best with that one. I'm getting better. Not really, but I'm trying. But I do have like a backup that I would sit on my wall. And it would be like my vision board, but along that, it will also be my morning, my midday, and my night. So my morning, I have a certain set of rituals that I know, like, boom, just look at it, glance at it. Even if you are very good at really hitting all your rituals, just go ahead and glance at it because I promise you, sometimes things get rough. Your day just gets a little more hectic than you plan, and it's a good way to go ahead and jump back into what you know you want to do for yourself, what you know you want to accomplish on a daily. And so for me, the nighttime is one of the ones where I implemented self-care. And as a part of that self-care, underneath that, I had some bullet points that would say, massage and oil your body. So as a part of that, massage and oil my body, this is where I get back to why I knew that I was able to grant myself permission to go ahead and buy sneakers here in Hong Kong, in Times Square, right? And because of that, I was able to massage my hands, right? I touched my face, and I had like some sandalwood oils and this other lotion that I really like that moisturizes my skin. And after I get out of the shower, it just helps me feel nourished again. You know, I feel a little bit cleaner. I get those scents, those natural scents, and I will have like some helichrysum essential oil and some lavender. So I'll throw some on my wrist, and I'll kind of go like this, and then I throw some actually in my beard and in the front. So now I continue to inhale some of that lavender, some of that helichrysum, okay? And what that does for me is it gives me this calming effect, especially before bed. And now I get the aromas, the aromatherapy. And you have many ways to do this, right? You can do this with a diffuser and X, Y, and Z, but for me, that's one of the ones that work, and just to have it in my beard. Some people I know, one of my friends from France, she actually, she puts lavender on her pillow. And that's where I got the idea, like, let me start putting it in my beard. So with that being said, that got me to now massaging my toes and I'm massaging my feet. When I'm going through like, what am I grateful for? The latest thing I was grateful for was my feet, because I'm like, wow, I've been traveling from country to country and I've been wearing the same shoes so much where there was a hole I can put my hand all the way through, and I didn't even know until the last day before I left Thailand. My socks were wet and it was raining. I was like, what the heck, yo? And I hate wet socks. It's like the biggest pet peeve on the planet Earth for me. And so I'm like, why are my socks wet? Ah! And then when I finally get into it, I see a little crack. But then eventually I put my hand, I didn't realize there was a hole I could put my hand all the way through. And so today when I went to the sneaker store, I put it on my list of things to do. And so shoes started coming in as a manifestation, because I was like, I need to get some shoes. And I knew I should get some in Hong Kong or Thailand before I get to America, because, you know, and it was gonna cost a lot more. So I, as a part of that manifestation, I came across the shoes, and it all started from a ritual, a habit that I wanted to implement. And me being grateful for my feet, I got a massage the day before, and I never get a foot massage. I think it might have been only my second foot massage in my entire life. And the last one I had before that was about 1.5 years ago. So it's not me. And that's, again, I did that at $5 to $6 being in Southeast Asia. You know, something I definitely want to continue, even if I'm in America or Africa or wherever. That's something that I feel is worth now allocating some of the finances towards. And to know that you are so abundant, and to not act from scarcity, worrying about money, right? It's gonna be very important for you. Why? Because if what touches the ground every single day is your feet, and all of your gravity is gonna be pushing down to where that grounding point from the feet up, guess what? You're gonna have a bad back. You're gonna experience back pain. You're gonna experience blisters, right? My freaking feet could go through the damn shoes. You know what I'm saying? So like my socks are getting wet, and you know, we have to operate from a place of abundance and know that, yeah, I paid $38 for a pair of new shoes. Not only that, but I would have never brought these earlier in my life. Like, I tried to go for the basic, like, I always get like black or something like that. I was gonna get like these gray ones. You might have seen it in the last video. I wish I had a guy that could be like, cue that, and then he throws the gray shoes in there. One day. But for the first time, you know, I went ahead and I got some blue shoes, right? And orange. And what it's doing for me right now is it's allowing me to spark more of my creativity as well. And so what's my point behind this? It all started from a ritual, from a habit. And so not just me and what I do in the morning or the middle of the day, but the evening. And the evening was really, you know, it's only been about a month since I implemented that last rule to start massaging and caress my body. And I literally go through and I touch every single part of my body. And I ask myself, now, how can I love you today, Pernell? So the question I have for you right now is, how can you love yourself today, right now? How would you like to be loved? How would you like to love other people in your life? and then go ahead and implement some type of habit that eventually becomes a ritual, that eventually through that weeks of really staying consistent with it becomes a routine, that now you have a process, a system that every 3 to 4 months or so it is on an upgrade process. For me, thankfully, one of the side things of travel, like, okay, boom, I get up, I travel, like I lose certain things like the ritual stuff I put on my wall, but I upgrade them, right? And that's what I got for you. So I wanted to show you a little bit about Hong Kong. And again, I want to always bring my real life experiences. I want to fuse them with some lifestyle suggestions, some lifestyle inputs on here's what I do to keep getting. The night's getting closer to a close, but before that, gotta get the grubs, man. We out here in Temple Street Market, and it seems like you can get just about anything here. But let's find a place to sit down and tear it up. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie to you. It didn't make it very far. Like, I'm trying to walk home and I'm just tearing it up in the meanwhile. Like, can you just check that out? Like, eggplant, mushrooms, fish balls. Man, it's incredible.